Thank you. Thank you. Um, Welcome in, guys, to the Saturday breakdown for the World Cup. Got 4 games today. Excited to get going with this 3 and 4 game slates over the next few days. Monday's going to be the big day that's got the 100K up top. Of course, ton of interest in the end games today with Switzerland, Qatar, and then Turkey and Australia. You've got them such a spread between the games, and we kind of had a ease into it the last couple of days with the 3 o'clock and then the 9 or 10 start Eastern time. Here we get 3, 6, 9, and midnight Eastern. So you're going to have a little less time in between games. You've got more games. I'm going to hop back in the cash game streets today. Excited to do that, and hopefully adjust maybe slightly as the day goes on, depending on what happens in this first game. I think this makes a really good slate when you have a game early that we need some information on. That's the big thing with late swap is ownership. We need to see in certain lineups what tell a story with this first game, see what happens, and then we can build from there as the other games lineups come out. Just be sure to check in at least within that last hour of every single lock, and make sure at the very least you don't have somebody out in those games. Plan for it. Be ready. There can be. I'll talk through a couple of the pieces that I want to make sure are starting as the day goes. So we'll hop right in. I'm going to try to keep this short again, in and out. 4 games, going to be a little bit more to talk about today. So let's hop right in. If you guys haven't joined us, got a copy of the sheet over at Patreon. There's a link down in the description of the video that will take you there. You can get a soccer package for $15 a month. That will get you through the World Cup. We've got, as you can see here, this lineups page. We've got a matchups tab that just shows the odds and some team stats after these teams have played a game. The all players tab, which is going to show a little more detail if you want to filter by position than the lineups page. And then I'll have ranks and cores up here. I've been doing a cash and GPP core, so you'll have those up as well. Back on this page, you've got the summary of the team, and then the odds as well. And then the projections will be right here in this column. I've got it hidden right now for the show, but we'll have that out here as well, as you can see, just beside the goal scoring odds. So let's go right in. You got Switzerland and Qatar first game. Like I said, gonna have some ownership here, so we're gonna learn a lot about our lineups. Think about in GPPs as that first game happens. Whatever story you've told, you're gonna know whether it was right, wrong, indifferent, depending on how your players do. If you knock it out of the park with the pieces that you pick from Switzerland, Qatar, then maybe you play the more sure things in the later games, to be kind of a little safer. Whereas if you go the opposite direction, you may need to take a swing out of the park to knock that, come up the leaderboard a little bit. You're going to have to take some risks to catch up because there is going to be ownership here. So we're going to learn a lot there. Switzerland is minus 475. That's where the ownership's going to be. They're projected for almost 3 goals. Qatar projected for a quarter of a goal. So not expecting a whole lot from them. Of course, Mbolo, best goal scoring odds on the slate. This Switzerland team is just so underpriced. 7,300 for Mbolo. Ndoye is 5,300. He's a fine option as well. Both of those guys are somewhat goal dependent. Ndoye does cross some. Mbolo, he'll have, I think, shot volume here, which will give him a little bit of a floor, but he's going to need to score in like a GPP, of course, and probably cash too, to pay off, but he's favored to do so best on the slate. So set pieces for them with this projected lineup, Ruben Vargas would have most of the set pieces. Ricardo Rodriguez could have some. Vargas is a guy that I want to watch and definitely make sure is in. He's going to be a key in that first game. If he is not in, the guy right below him on the sheet here, Abisher, is only 3,600, and he's going to have a share of sets there with probably Ricardo Rodriguez. Let me see. There's one other guy that I think. Let me sort on this tab. Fabian Reeder, if he is in, would also could have a share, but we need to watch Vargas and make sure that he's in. That's the types of things in the Discord the hour before that I pop some notes in there after I update lineups on the sheet to let you know. All right, this is how, and this is one of the most important ones of the day here at probably about 2 o'clock that we're going to have. Is who's going to be on sets for them. So if Vargas is in, I love him. Rodriguez is super cheap. If Vargas is out, Rodriguez and then Abisher or Reeder would be on there as well. So you can play some of these other guys like Elvedi and Akanji are the center backs who I don't usually like playing, but they do get forward and have some shots on the set pieces. More than some other guys, and a great matchup here. So I think you can go to them in tournaments, or even, maybe cash if you fell there at your last spot or something. But in cash, I would rather try to get the salary to Rodriguez if you're going to that piece. Xhaka, a little too highly priced, but he could, he's one of the guys that's going to be goal or probably bust here. Fruler, 3,800. Widmer, 4K. Widmer's fine. He gets out wide a little bit more and could have some crosses. He's 4K, though. I do prefer Rodriguez for about the same price. On the Qatar side, really quick, not much that I want to talk about here, but Afif is 6,300. He projects pretty well. Probably the monopoly of set pieces for Qatar. Very attacking player, just not a very good matchup for him here against Switzerland as a 12-1 dog. So probably not going to go there, but that could be one of the stories you tell in one of your tournament lineups is you play him and maybe you go for a shootout in this first game, or maybe you go for a Switzerland disappoints and Qatar hangs right in there and Afif is involved in that. Ali would be their most likely goal scorer. 4,900 is okay. That's really the only two pieces I would even think about for Qatar, and probably not going to go there unless I was building like 20 tournament teams. I might have a share or two of them. Morocco, Brazil is game number 2. The 6 o'clock window, minus 148 for Brazil. Morocco plus 440. Projected for 2.25, so one of the lower game totals here. I think this is going to be a very close, grinded out match. A lot of people like Morocco after the run last time. Brazil has always been known to kind of come out of the gates a little slow, but you never know. As for, we'll touch on the set pieces for them really quick. Rafinha and Guimarães will probably have the share there. Rafinha 9,300, Guimarães 7,900. All these guys are pretty highly priced. You can see here they're projected for about a goal less than Switzerland, and they're all priced more. So that's where this team, to me, turns into a GPP team. Guimarães and Rafinha are the safer plays. Vinny Jr., he's going to obviously get forward and have chances to score. He's their most likely goal scoring odds there. Paqueta, he can find his way to a goal every now and then. Cunha will be the striker. I think he's a fine option as well. Just again, to me, they're all very, very much tournament team plays. So my favorites would be the two set guys and Vinny Jr. there. at those price tags. Morocco, Hakimi is one of the better defender plays always on all the slates that he's on. Gets very forward, could have a share of set pieces. Possibly in this lineup, you would have Oyani 6,700, who would possibly have a share with him. I like Hakimi, whether he has sets or not, even at that 6,400 price tag. Not the easiest matchup here, but I think he always has a chance to get it done. I mean, we've played him in a lot of these types of matchups in the last World Cup, I know, and across the world, and when he's been involved. So one of the better defenders if we can pay up to him. El Canus, 5,700. I think he's fine as an option as well in tournaments. The rest of this team is also going to be just generally a tournament team going up against Brazil to kind of see, what they can do. Not great goal scoring odds, not great price tags, really. I was going to pull up the SofaScore projected lineup here. So they've got, I think the way they've got it is the 4 in the back, so that Hakimi would probably push forward. And then the other defenders, even though they're cheap, are not really of a ton of interest to me. Mazraoui does cross a little bit, but he's not going to get forward near as much as like a Hakimi. So I know he's $3K difference in price, but not a ton of interest in there. So this is overall just more of a tournament game to me. So as you're building teams today, you kind of go to this situation where you have a very chalky, good price Switzerland team to start, and then you move into kind of an overpriced game with 2 solid teams in Brazil and Morocco that makes it more of a tournament situation there in this 6 o'clock window. Third game is Scotland and Haiti. Scotland is minus 184 implied for over 2 goals, where Haiti plus 450. Scotland tends to disappoint a lot, and I think they could possibly do it here. I mean, some of these odds today, we've only had a few bets so far in the World Cup. We had Mexico -1. We had USA yesterday. Kind of eased into that side of things. We did take a goal scorer and for a half unit lost that one. But the others that we hit we hit the first 2 sides that we bet, Mexico and the U.S. So here, though, today, I think I'm going to take some shots on some dogs. I'm just going to almost blindly take a shot on almost 5-1 Morocco when I think they can hang right there. Do they get a win? I don't know. But I think they're right in this game with Brazil. And Haiti is another team where you may just blindly take 450. And again, we're just trying to hit a price here for, a little bit less of a upfront pick. But Scotland just serially disappoints a lot of the time. So I think you can definitely look at that. Does that change the DFS thoughts a little bit? But I still think, like, if Haiti goes out and gets an early goal or something, then I think you could, still get great DFS floors from some of the floor guys for Scotland. So their set pieces are a little murky. We need to see the lineup to really see who's going to have them. McGinn, if he's in, could have a share. Andy Robertson, possibly. He's, more of a crosser in open play. Lewis Ferguson, possibly. Ryan Christie, possibly. So we just need to see the lineup there, and that'll be a touch piece that I look at. But Che Adams is their most likely goal scorer. I'm not super interested in him today. McTominay either. I don't love him. These price tags are high, and I know it's on paper a pretty good matchup. But like I said, I kind of like Haiti a little bit to hang with this team, and we probably get maybe I'm going to script this out where we get like a 60, 70-minute disappointment from Scotland, and then they start subbing, and then you just never know who's going to still be in there if they do score a goal late in this game. So decent price on Ferguson there. I think he's fine. Robertson is a very good option. I mean, he's going to get forward and cross, and if you can pay 6,900, that's the only issue there. On the Haiti side, I don't think they're going to be a team that holds possession, even if they do get a decent run in this game. Bellegarde is going to be their set guy, it looks like to me. At least a share. We need to also see their lineup. He's 4,300. Cheap tags across the board. If you look at their goal scoring odds, they're plus 340, plus 370 for Nazan and Isidore, 51 and 6,500 for their two most likely, whereas like Morocco's 5-1 for their best. So Haiti, they're going to be super low on. Isidore's their most likely guy slightly, and nobody's going to play these guys. So take a shot on maybe a goal from like a Isidore or a Bellegarde, but don't play them for floor. I don't think they possess the ball a lot of the game. I just think they could steal one possibly. So the last game of the night, midnight kickoff, mentioned it early, got a ton of interest in the end games of the earliest and the late games. So it's going to just be interesting to see how your teams evolve across the day. Turkey, maybe you backload some teams for them where you go lighter on Switzerland, something like that. But Turkey minus 144, Australia plus 415. I don't think the odds are exactly right here. Like Turkey is favored by less than Brazil and Scotland, and I think they should be favored by more than I think both of those teams. For Turkey, you've got their set pieces are going to be Güler and Çalhanoğlu. Çalhanoğlu is questionable, of course, in the last game. Need to see that. It's going to be kind of a hard. Maybe you play Güler, and if Çalhanoğlu is in, maybe you could swap to him if you want to. But Güler is a very good option, as well. So I think both of that could make Çalhanoğlu very low owned, possibly. Which again, if you have a team that's kind of behind and you need to catch up, maybe that could be a swap you make late if Çalhanoğlu's in. The rest of this team is very fairly priced. Akaturglu is their most likely goal scorer, 7,500. Yilmaz is only 4,600. I think he's a very good value forward piece if you need it. Kadioglu is going to play forward, listed as a defender, 3,900 for him. Kosu could have 6,500, could have some sets if Çalhanoğlu is not in. Selic and El Amali could get forward as a defender a little bit. Let me see how Sofa has their projected lineup. Let's see. Yeah, both those guys could get a little more forward. Yeah, basically what I was thinking. They've got the four in the back, so one may push forward a little bit here and there if the possession comes down their side. So fair price is 48 for Selic. I'll probably like him a little bit more than El Mali at 35, but both are okay. So this whole team has plays that you can go to. Australia, Volpato, if he starts, 3,300 is a good price. Metcalf could have sets at 34, but just not a team I'm really interested in. Like if Mo Toure was cheaper, but he's 6,600. If he was cheaper, you could take a shot on him late if you needed to. Maybe that's one of the swaps that if you're just completely behind early on, maybe you just take a shot at like a Mo Toure. in the late game at 6,600 if that's kind of the spot you've got left, a forward or utility with around that 6,600 price tag. Let's see here. I think that is it for me. There's showdowns all day. Of course, none probably with as big of contest as the U.S. one. There is a late slate tonight, so if you want to play the 2-game late slate, look, it's got a 5K to first. The main contests for the 4-gamer, that's a great $5. It's a 150 max, but it's 5K to first, 30K total pool, so good ratio there. The $25 is, it is what it is. The lotto, I mean, the other one is the lotto too, but just a different price point. They got the 444, 10K, and then they got some decent single entries as well. I play in the $5, the $12, and then they've got the 44 3 max that is 1K to first. So I like that contest as well. Got a lot of tickets up for grabs for Monday, so be sure to hop in those, get some of those possibly. I was going to check real quick the showdown. So the first showdown, $20 10K to first. Brazil game has a 20K to first. Wow. The Scotland game's back to 5, and the midnight game is back up to 10. So some good showdown GPPs. I'll probably build for those as well. So let's have a day. Good luck to everybody. Today we'll be back for Monday or for Sunday. Sorry. Let me see what games are. Let's see. Tomorrow. I think it's a pretty good slate tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. You got Germany, Curacao. You've got at 1 o'clock, you've got the 4 o'clock game of Netherlands and Japan. You've got Ecuador and Cote d'Ivoire. And then you've got Sweden and Tunisia as the last game. So very similar setup, 4 games. And then Monday, you've got the big one. So you've got the big GPP, 100K to first, that they're doing a lot of tickets for, with a noon Eastern start on Monday with Spain, Cape Verde, Belgium, Egypt, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Iran, New Zealand, the late game. So a lot of soccer going on over the next few days. Good luck to everybody today, and we will see you next time.